and we're going over the new top 5 meta loadouts to use here in Black Ops 7 after the recent update. A lot of weapons receive buffs and nerfs, and it's time to update your class setup. I will be going over both 5 as well as gunfighter 8 attachment loadouts. Let's get into it. For class setup number 1, we're taking a look at the AK-27, one of the strongest assault rifles and incredibly easy to use at any and all ranges. For the optic, we are going to be utilizing the LT1 Mini. It's clean, simple, easy to handle. For the muzzle, we are going to be rolling with the EMT compensator to bump up that vertical recoil control, making this AR incredibly easy to use at longer ranges. If you can control the recoil, feel free to put on the suppressor, but for ease of use, the compensator is going to be a great choice. For the barrel, we are going to be rolling with the 18.2 vest stock extended barrel to bump up that damage range, giving you a fast time to kill. For the underbarrel, we are going to be utilizing the lateral precision grip to take advantage of that horizontal recoil control. This assault rifle unfortunately does have a lot of it. We need to make sure we remove it off of our loadout. For the magazine, we're going to be rolling with the Epitaph extended mag, giving us a healthy 40 rounds, so we have plenty of ammo to take out multiple people at the same time. For the rear grip, we are going to be rolling with the Garand Advanced Grip. This is a great grip on most of the assault rifles that do the following: dive to fire speed, slide to fire speed, aim down sight speed, as well as jumping aim down sight speed, allowing us to dominate at those close and medium ranges. For the stock, we are going to be rolling with the SWF 62 variable stock to improve both aim walking movement speed and flinch resistance. We can walk around, aim down sight, ready to win each and every gunfight, and if we get shot, we can still be on target and outgun those players at longer ranges. And then finally, for the fire mods, we are going to be smoothing out the recoil pattern with the buffer springs, improving that horizontal recoil control and vertical recoil control. A great attachment. Once you go ahead and build this 8 attachment AK-27 class, you're going to be very happy with a fast sprint to fire speed, ADS, aim walking movement speed, as well as controllable recoil. This is one of the best assault rifles to use in the entire game. Even after the nerf, we have 3-shot kills to the head, and we're going to be destroying people at those medium as well as longer ranges. Now, if you only want to use the 5 attachment class setup, what you are going to do is remove the Epitaph extended mag. You're going to take away the stock, and you're also going to go ahead and remove the buffer springs. This is going to be a very basic class setup, but it is going to be putting in work. As you can see here, the handling is still going to be great, as well as the recoil control. Overall, one of the better assault rifles in the entire game. I highly recommend going ahead and checking this out. And obviously, we still maintain that 3-shot kill potential. And by the way, if you don't have enough time to play and need weapon or rank leveling assistance, such as unlocking mastery camos like Singularity, Mitch Cactus has you covered. They offer safe and legit services on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC, and they also deliver DLC codes like Monster Energy and Mueller Milk. Mitch Cactus has over 20,000 verified reviews and thousands of personal vouchers, making them the go-to for things Call of Duty as well as Battlefield 6. Be sure to use my code EARS for 5% off, and to check their current Black Friday sale to earn up to 60% off for a limited time only. Link is going to be at the top of the description. For class setup number 2, we're taking a look at the RYDEN 45K. After the update, this submachine gun is viable here in Black Ops 7. For the optic, we are going to be using the Lethal Tools ELO. It's going to be open-ended, incredibly easy to use at close range, and that's what we're going to be accomplishing with this submachine gun, those close range gunfights. For the muzzle, we're going to run the BO7 .45 suppressor to keep us off the radar when firing. Definitely important when you're trying to run and gun and engage in those close range engagements. For the barrel, we're going to be using the 12-inch Vienna barrel to bump up that damage range. Just in case you do get into a medium to long range gunfight, you can still take them out, but I recommend running and gunning with this submachine gun. For the underbarrel, we're going to be putting on the lateral precision grip to remove a lot of that horizontal recoil. This is going to be a very good attachment with this specific submachine gun. For the magazine, we are going to put on the Torch extended mag to give us a healthy 40 rounds so we can outgun multiple people at the same time without having to reload. For the rear grip, we are going to be rolling with the Eruption grip, which is going to be fantastic, improving dive to fire speed, slide to fire speed, aim down sight speed, and jumping aim down sight speed. You can't go wrong with this. For the stock, we are going to be rolling with the SKE-02 stock, which is going to be improving both aim, walking movement speed, and flinch resistance, a massive W running a submachine gun, so you can dominate at close range without having to worry about losing a gunfight because your shot is thrown off after you get hit. And then finally, for the last attachment, we are going to be putting on the recoil sync unit to smooth out that recoil pattern, bumping up that horizontal recoil control and vertical recoil control. Definitely a great attachment. Once you go ahead and build this 8 attachment loadout, you're gonna be very happy because we have a fast sprint to fire speed, ADS, aim walking movement speed, as well as a very sharp vertical recoil. But at the same time, all you have to do is pull down on the thumbstick, and as you can see here, this weapon is going to be usable at those close to medium ranges. I highly recommend going ahead and taking a look at the RYDEN 45K. Now, if you only want to run the 5 attachment class setup, you are going to have to go ahead and do some switching with the attachments. You're going to take away the Lethal Tools ELO. For the muzzle, you are going to put on the Harker Series 45 muzzle, which is going to be bumping up that vertical recoil control. We are going to be removing the stock, and we are going to go ahead and take away the extended mag. We want to make sure that we have a little bit additional recoil control because we don't have the extended mags here and an optic. And as you can see, we're still going to have great handling. The iron sights are good in my personal opinion. And as you can see, the recoil control is still going to be vertical, but it is going to be a lot more manageable because we are running a compensator. So definitely check out the RYDEN 45K if you have not already. For class setup number 3, we're taking a look at the Peacekeeper. This assault rifle is pretty solid, especially if you're looking for something you can run and gun with, yet outgun players at those medium to longer ranges. Now, for the optic, we are going to run the LT1 Mini, just for ease of use. It's going to be a nice optic with this assault rifle. For the muzzle, we are going to be rolling with the K&S Stalker 57X suppressor, keeping us off the mini-map when firing. For the barrel, we are going to be rolling with the 23.5-inch longbow barrel to bump up that damage range, giving us a very fast and consistent time to kill. For the underbarrel, we are going to be rolling with the EAM Steady 90 grip to improve that movement speed, horizontal recoil control, and sprinting movement speed, helping us out if you're trying to run and gun, and also outgun players at those medium to longer ranges. For the magazine, we're going to be rolling with the Vulcan Extended Mag. This is going to be a nice attachment, giving us 40 rounds with this assault rifle. For the rear grip, we are going to be rolling with the Dive Edge 7 grip, which is going to be improving that dive to fire speed, slide to fire speed, aim down sight speed, and jumping aim down sight speed. You can't go wrong with this attachment on the Peacekeeper. For the stock, we're going to be rolling with the EAM Blitzfire stock to improve both flinch resistance and aim walking movement speed. This so we can go ahead and outgun players at close range, and obviously long range. If we get shot, we're still going to be on target. And then finally, for the last attachment, we are going to be rolling with fire mods, and we're going to be putting on the buffer springs to smooth out that recoil pattern. This 8 attachment class is going to be putting in work because, as you can see in the firing range, we do have a fast sprint to fire speed, ADS, aim walking movement speed, as well as controllable recoil. Whenever we just have vertical recoil, that's going to be super easy to control here in Black Ops 7. I highly recommend going ahead and taking a look at the Peacekeeper. If you're looking for an AR you can run and gun with and absolutely dominate at all ranges. Now, if you only want to run the 5 attachment class, what you are going to do is swap out the suppressor for the K&S compensator for that vertical recoil control. You are going to be swapping out the EAM Steady for the lateral precision grip. We're going to take advantage of even more horizontal recoil control. We are going to be removing the extended mag. We're going to be removing the stock, and we are going to be removing the buffer springs. Overall, a solid loadout. This is going to be something you can use if you're trying to dominate at mid-range and obviously run and gun with, because we are going to have a little bit more recoil control without the buffer springs. So definitely go ahead and give this class setup a try. Now, what you can also do here, if you want, you can swap the optic and you can put on the buffer springs. This is going to be another alternate loadout with the Peacekeeper. As you can see, the iron sights, depending on if you like them, you can take advantage of even more recoil control, but in all reality, I think a lot of people are going to be, recommending to run the optic, and that's exactly why I'm going ahead and saying that as well, just for ease of use. For class setup number 4, we're taking a look at the X9 Maverick, which is the current best gun here in Black Ops 7, hands down. This 3-round burst assault rifle is running the show. For the optic, we are going to be running the LT1 Mini. For the muzzle, we're going to be putting on the Defense H suppressor. For the barrel, we are going to be utilizing the 17.6-inch Shroud O2 barrel to improve damage range as well as vertical recoil control. Now, if you don't mind the vertical recoil control, which in all reality, I know some people like to have this on this weapon, I would recommend putting on the 19.5-inch Shroud barrel so you can have damage range and magazine ammo capacity. Both are going to be nice. If you find yourself running into multiple people, the Shroud barrel is going to be the better option because you're going to have 45 rounds instead of 30. For the underbarrel, we are going to be going ahead and putting on the quick stop foregrip. This is going to be a nice attachment for that improved aim walking movement speed, and hip fire movement speed. We don't need any recoil controlling attachments for an underbarrel. For the rear grip, we're going to be utilizing the Daedalus grip so we can have improved dive to fire speed, slide to fire speed, aim down sight speed, as well as jumping aim down sight speed. Overall, a great attachment on this assault rifle. For the stock, we're going to be rolling with the H0190 full stock so we can have both improved flinch resistance and aim walking movement speed. Overall, a great attachment with this AR. And then finally, for the laser, yes, we're going to run a laser. We're going to be putting on the 3 milliwatt motion strike laser to bump up that damage range and recoil stabilization. This is ridiculously effective with this assault rifle, so we can get those consistent 1 to 2 burst kills. And finally, for the fire mods, you do actually have some options here. You can put on the bolt carrier group to bump up that fire rate, but in all reality, putting on the 4.73 caseless FMJ isn't a bad option, so you can have improved penetration, and if there's any UAVs or counter UAVs, you can shoot them down with that improved score streak damage. So definitely keep that in mind. Once you go ahead and build this loadout, you're gonna be very happy because we have a fast sprint to fire speed, ADS, aim walking movement speed is gonna be beautiful, and we are gonna be getting those consistent 1 to 2 burst kills at any and all ranges. Overall, a nice class setup here. If you do miss one shot out the burst, it is gonna be a 3 burst at extreme range, but as you can see, if they both connect, you're absolutely going to be dominating players. Now, if you only want to run the 5 attachment class setup, which I recommend going ahead and doing so, you are going to be removing the stock, you're going to be removing the underbarrel, and that's it. This is what you want to utilize with this weapon. This is going to be an absolute monster of a class because we have fast sprint out speed, ADS, aim walking movement speed, as well as really fast time to kill. Overall, a solid assault rifle setup, consistent 1 to 2 burst kills. You're going to be dominating lobbies and getting some fast streaks and potentially your first nuke. And finally, for class setup number 5, we're taking a look at the DRAVEC 45, the best SMG here in Black Ops 7. For the optic, we are going to put on the Lethal Tools ELO, incredibly easy to use at any and all ranges. For the muzzle, we're going to put on the Bowen .45 suppressor, keeping us off the mini-map when firing. For the barrel, we're going to be rolling with the 19-inch EAM Horizon barrel to bump up that damage range, giving us a fast and consistent time to kill. For the magazine, we're going to run the Gator Extended Mag. We're going to take advantage of 48 rounds. For the rear grip, we are going to be rolling with the Herald Z1 grip to have that improved dive to fire speed, slide to fire speed, aim down sight speed, and jumping aim down sight speed. For the stock, we are going to be running with the Defiant 45 skeletal stock to have both aim walking movement speed and flinch resistance, definitely helpful with submachine guns. And we are going to be utilizing the LT1 swift point laser so we can have improved aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed, definitely a great attachment. And for the fire mods, we are going to be rolling with the accelerated recoil system so we can have improved horizontal recoil control and vertical recoil control. Overall, a massive W with this submachine gun. Once you go ahead and build this class, you are going to be very happy because we have a fast sprint to fire speed, ADS, aim walking movement speed, as well as controllable recoil with a submachine gun that also has fantastic damage range. You can double as an assault rifle with this loadout, so make sure you guys dominate some lobbies with this build. This is exactly why, as you can see, the DRAVEC 45 is the best SMG to use here in Black Ops 7. Now, if you only want to run the 5 attachment class, what you are going to have to do is remove the optic. You are going to take away the laser. You're going to take away the accelerated recoil system, and that's all you are going to have to run with this build. It's going to be very solid. Again, handling is going to be great, as well as controllable recoil. The iron sights, in my personal opinion, are a massive W. They look like the OG iron sights from COD Ghost on the Honey Badger. I think a lot of you guys pointed that out in my DRAVEC video, so make sure you guys give it a go. Super easy to use. This SMG is amazing. These are going to be 5 more meta loadouts to use here in Black Ops 7 after the recent update. If you are only going to be running a 5 attachment class setup, Perk Greed is amazing. But remember, if you want to run more than 5 attachments, 7 or 8, Gunfighter is mandatory. So for the secondary, I do put on the VLOX 5.7. For the melee, I have on the knife. For the field upgrade, the assault pack with lucky ammo overclock is amazing, giving you more score per kill. For the tactical stim shot with the cleanse overclock to remove player debuffs is great. For the lethal, I do recommend running the Simtex with the high density explosive, so it's a little bit more deadly. And I do recommend running Ninja, Vigilance, Looper, as well as Bankroll, and you're going to be getting Scout. So essentially, you're going to have Ghost, Dead Silence, Vigilance, which is going to allow you to not get countered by counter UAVs, get hit with EMPs, which are currently spammed, unfortunately, here in Black Ops 7. Looper, so you can constantly get your streaks, and Bankroll, so you can get your streaks faster. This is going to be a recipe for dropping a lot of kills and potentially your nuke. If you guys enjoy, feel free, drop a like on the vid, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications, and let me know down in the comment section if you guys tear up with any of my builds, your best gameplay after coming back to this vid. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.